All right, it is Saturday AM still. Moving a little slowly this morning. It's been a tough, frigid week for me. Anyway, getting ready to go to the gym. Got my pre-workout already made. And of course, you know what it is. It is Carbolin, L-arginine. And in this instance, I've actually indulged and used a little bit of the unmatched. Not a whole lot. It's too powerful for an old guy like me, but I'm dragging ass. I'm a little tired. The week wore me out, man. The burning the additional calories, just keeping warm and stuff, I guess. I don't know. Might be feeling a little bit under the weather. Anyway, so a scoop of that. Scoop of that with it. And you can put whatever else you want in there, whatever kind of voodoo you think you need in there. That's all that you need. And I know I've said this again and again and again, and I'm going to keep saying it. And the reason I'm going to keep saying it is because as far as I'm concerned, this is probably one of the very best, most straight up tips that I can ever give to you if you're trying to build muscle. If you're trying to build as much muscle as you can build, you need to be advantaging yourself to the fact that you're a healthy human being and that you make insulin. You need to take advantage of the insulin. You know, here's the funny part. All the busters, they want to cry about, oh, it must be insulin. Insulin's making a bodybuilder so big. Insulin's doing this. Insulin's doing that. GH and insulin, blah, blah, blah. None of these folks, even most of the people, well, I would say the overwhelming, tremendous majority of people that are even going out and getting a bottle of insulin and trying to figure out how to use it, and a few of them are even doing that correctly, they don't even know anything about their own body's production of insulin and how they can best take advantage of that. They don't even understand what's going on, how it works, why it works, what they're trying to accomplish. None of it. They don't even understand the shit. Now they'll argue because they heard it from Joe Blow on some forum somewhere. He's in his mom's basement, Let me tell you something. All these cats in the basement on the forum, they ain't got their dick beaters wrapped around a weight. They're not in the gym. They're in the forum, on a forum too much. You understand? They don't know what the hell they're telling you. If they knew, they would do. So here's the deal. Insulin is the most anabolic hormone in your body, in the human body. The most. More so than testosterone, more so than anything. More so than GH. Oh, did I say that? More so than growth hormone? Yes. Insulin is the most powerful hormone the human body produces. I'm not telling you to go out and take insulin. In fact, I'm telling you do not go out and take insulin. It's absolutely pointless, useless. Okay, you're smaller than me and I don't take insulin. So please. What you can do, though, is manipulate your own body's insulin. Okay? And you do it the same way. Here's what you do. You just Google. You guys like to Google so much, a lot of you. Google and find out the three or four different ways that a doctor would go about testing you for diabetes or insulin resistance or whatever. How much carbohydrate and what form of carbohydrate they would administer to you, and how long it should take your body to be able to manage this, and where your blood sugar level should be at. Once you figure that shit out, which is going to be very easy to find out, then go and get yourself one of these very, very inexpensive, 20, 30 bucks glucose meter to measure your blood sugar. It's very easy to do. It's very simple to do. It's not the worst thing you can do. It's probably a healthy thing to do. Do you check your own blood pressure? Well, if you lift weights and stuff, considering the severe spikes in blood pressure that arise, pun intended, while you're lifting, especially if you're an older guy, probably a good idea just to see where your basically your ambient or your median blood pressure is normally at. And then you figure how much is that, do you have room to see an incredible rise in that while you're straining underneath of a weight or something without flirting with an aneurysm or a stroke or brain bleed, right? Hell, I blew a vein out right here a couple years ago. Nice big vein. If I could do that, surely I could blow out a small capillary in my brain. But so it's important to watch your blood pressure. So if you monitor your blood pressure at home, get your little blood pressure cuff, whatever the case may be, then you might as well go ahead and start to look at your glucose levels in your body, your blood sugar levels from time to time. And if everything seems normal and healthy, figure out what it should be in a healthy adult. You get up in the morning, see what it is first thing in the morning before you eat. It's not like you got to really watch it all the time. Just every so often, take a look at it. Most people, they're not going to do that. And I don't fault you for that. Most normal people aren't going to think to do that. But we're not normal people. If you're trying to get as muscular as you can possibly be, and you want to also do it in a safe manner, okay, this is something huge advantage you can take. That you can make use of. You can make use of your own body's healthy production of insulin so that it works for you. You can manipulate that. But first you got to understand all this shit about blood sugar levels in your body, where you're at. And if all's good and everything's healthy and you're natural, then you get you some Carbolin. Why Carbolin? Now you can use other things, but it just happens to be that right now this is on the market. This is the premier method. This is the premier elixir. This is the premier generator, Carbolin. So that's what I use. Now, how much do I use? Each scoop has 25 grams of, it's a modified carbohydrate. It's a complex carbohydrate that very much mimics a simple carbohydrate, a simple sugar, except it doesn't crash, it sustains, and blah, 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 on and on and on. Anyhow, one little scoop of this thing, or one medium-sized scoop, however you assess it to be. I got big hands. So to me, it's kind of small. One scoop of this is 25 grams. My body weight, which is kind of heavy right now, but not crazy. I guess for normal people, it's heavy. I'm right about 262, and I'm getting leaner. So me, I would take about 5 to 6 scoops of this shit. Mostly, in most cases, 5. So it's 125 grams. I may take 6, which would be 150. Now be careful of which rendition of Carbolin you get. I recommend the Carbolin Hydrate because you're not going to have to take as much of the powder volume-wise. And it's real crystalline, mixes up very easily suspended in water. Actually tastes pretty good. The other blends of Carbolin, they have other things mixed in with them. This has electrolytes. Doesn't take up much space. So 6 scoops, you're getting plenty of Carbolin. 5 scoops. Most people out there, you're not going to need to take that much. Take 4 scoops. Right? You figure my body weight compared to your body weight, we're talking about fairly decent fat levels, not really huge fat at 260. So scale it back or whatever it may be for your size and try it out. Now, how do you know how much to take? Well, I would start out with maybe 100 grams, 4 scoops Carbolin probably. I'm guessing all of you are close to 200 pounds, or maybe wish to be 200 pounds, 150, 200 pounds, 160, in there somewhere. Start out with 4 scoops and see what happens there. I'm figuring if you're under 200 like that, and you're not really challenged, as far as height goes, then you're probably not, fat. You probably have a fast metabolism. You're probably kind of thin. You're not really in danger of getting fat from overdoing the Carbolin one time. So try, 4 scoops, 100 grams. All right, you need to know what your blood sugar level should be when you get up in the morning, usually what it is. Check it, have your breakfast, do whatever your pre-meal thing's going to be before you work out. If you work out after the first meal or whatever it is, check it out, before you drink your Carbolin. See where you're at. You don't want to be mad high. You should be able to manage your sugars. You shouldn't be walking around mad high all day. Drink your Carbolin. Go to the gym. Drink this stuff probably, 30 minutes before you're going to work out, 20 minutes before you're going to work out. You might want to check your sugar again and see where it's at. It should be getting up there. If you were to check it mid-workout, it's probably going to be pretty high. Now, after the workout, check your blood sugar. It should be low. Should be low. You're going to burn so much glycogen and stuff during the workout anyway that you're always going to be crashed after the workout. Always going to be crashed anyway. The Carbolin, you don't want to be crashed. You want to have something left over. So maybe even, check out what your sugars normally run around the workout without the Carbolin, just normal average workout. Then compare that to what it is with the Carbolin. Okay, you don't want to be crashed to the same extent after the workout. In other words, if you finish the workout and you're used to getting kind of hypoglycemic, you're crashed, dude. You went too far, okay? If you would had a little bit more carbohydrate on hand, maybe you could have squeezed more glycogen into the muscle. You don't know because you exhausted the supply completely. So you don't want to exhaust the supply completely. You want to have a little left over at the end. So normally at the end of your workout, if you were, 80, right, or something like that, God forbid, even in the 70s or something, you crashed that, you went that far low, because in the morning I'm about 80 right after I get up out of bed in the morning. That's on an empty stomach all night. I've gone through the whole night. So by the time I get up in the morning, that's where I am. So after your workout with that kind of expenditure, you don't want to probably be less than that. Probably not. I would say you don't really want to be much less than what you are first thing in the morning when you get up in the morning wherever you run. If you're already running high, then it was a good daggone thing you checked because you may be pre-diabetic. So you better go check it out. And the last thing you want to do is take Carbolin. You understand? But do your little research, figure out what should be normal. And I'm not talking about what Joe Blow says or what I say. I'm talking about what doctors say, what the charts say, what's considered normal. Check that out. Make sure that you're normal. Okay, then check yourself out around the workout. Then the next workout, use your Carbolin. Now check yourself. End of the workout. If you're really high, you overdid the Carbolin, you're going to get fat. So you don't want that to happen. Okay? You're already completely full of glycogen. Insulin's still out there running around managing. They're trying to manage all the sugar. So what do you think it's going to do with the remainder now? You're finished. The expenditure's done, but you still have an excess of basically sugar in your blood. So what do you think is going to happen to that? It's going to be stored as fat. Or the strong potential is there that it will be. So you don't want to be that high. But you don't at the same time want to crash. Because you want to know that your body has plenty of material, that you're pushing as much glycogen into that muscle as it can possibly hold. And you're able to kind of reproduce the same thing you would be going through if you were depleting yourself and then carb loading prior to a show. Except that's a long extracted process, basically, compared to this. Whereas actually you do a mini version of that, we all do every single time you work out, but you're not taking advantage of that. You're not taking advantage of that. You're exhausting all your glycogen, and you're missing out on the possibility or the opportunity to supersaturate, to soak that sponge up to the max because you completely have wrung it out and you're shoving it consistently back down in that bucket of water. It's going back to the well. You don't want the well to run dry. You want to know that the sponge is completely supersaturated, no possibility it can hold another molecule. So, Carbolin. Same time, you got to stay hydrated. They say every molecule of water that you can push into the muscle, it can drag like 2 molecules of carbohydrate with it, 2 or 3. You're not going to get 3, maybe 2. I don't know. Something like that. I may be wrong. I may have it backwards. Doesn't matter. I already have studied it, came up with this formula and process, and have been doing this for years. Works well. I stay very full. I'm very lumpy because of it, and you could probably be too. Takes time. If you do this consistently every workout, you're going to end up seeing results that you're going to see fuller, rounder muscle bellies. Yeah, you're not going to change the genetic predisposition of it, but you don't know what your genetic predisposition is if it's never full. Do you understand what I'm saying? You don't know what it looks like full if it's never full. Anyway, that's it. That's why this is probably the number one thing. If you're really trying to gain a whole bunch of muscle mass, this is probably the best, no bullshit, practical, way that you can very easily apply and learn a lot while you're at it, and that you can see the difference. And like with anything, when people tell you supplements don't work, if you take a supplement that doesn't work, you're going to know it doesn't work. Don't just delude yourself. Don't continually take something and you see no positive result from it. Okay, let me give you an example. Myself and a bunch of guys that I know that are high-level guys, we use BCAAs. Now, I don't care how many studies come out and say they're worthless, they don't work, they're this, because there's always a little caveat in there somewhere where it says, where they didn't do this in this study, or they did this in this study, or they didn't take enough BCAAs. BCAAs, really for me, I feel the difference. And I can even tell you what the differences are. You can try it yourself and you'll feel the differences too. I can lift longer and harder, and I just absolutely, literally, no BS, have a different feeling, a different sensation in the lactic acid that I realize and that I feel burning in that muscle when I'm getting to those last few reps. I can always get a couple more reps, and the feel is different. The feel is different. Now, people might say, oh, it's a placebo. No, after 30-some years of training, it's not a placebo. It doesn't matter if A million people swear by something. If I try it and it doesn't work, I'm just going to know that and say, it doesn't work for me. I'm not going to delude myself and you just keep taking it thinking it works. Because not everything works for everybody, period. Okay? So the instances in the studies that people are throwing out there now, BCAAs are garbage. Maybe if that's the way you use your BCAAs. Myself, during the workout, man, when I use BCAAs, I run like 30 grams of BCAAs during the workout and I drink it and sip it through the workout. And I don't do that all the time, but I'll go on a run where I will. It depends what I'm trying to do, how serious I'm trying to be. If I'm trying to be more serious and I really have a goal, a really hardcore goal, not just a generalized, I'm going to get leaner, I'm going to get a little bit smaller, lighter, a real hardcore goal that I got to get to, and balls to the wall going for it, then I'm going to dot more I's, cross more T's, and then, I'm going to take like 30 grams of BCAAs around my workout. Now, other people that use BCAAs around their workout and say they're valuable, they're huge guys. Do you think that we just don't know? It's kind of like the same thing when people say, bodybuilders, they don't know how to train. They don't know how, I know how to train look like this. Oh, well, it's all drugs. Really? Well, you know how many people really, if you want to really be honest, people in the gym are on drugs now. And most of the ones that are on drugs are on more drugs than I'm on in the gym. And what do they look like? Don't have low expectations. Okay, you don't need a whole bunch of crap. You don't need a bunch of drugs. Okay, your body is amazing as it is. For instance, try this carbolin thing. Check your blood sugar levels. Learn how to manipulate your own production of insulin. And you'll see, big things. Now, it's not just the effect that you want to shove more glycogen into the muscle, which will expand the muscle, stretching the fascia, and eventually it will make the muscle more readily available to grow faster new fibers, nuclei, which happens that we do get new nuclei, or just hypertrophy what's already there. So that works. But the other part of the equation is you also want that insulin to drive the protein. You need the simple carbs or the sugars or however you're doing it. I choose to do it with this. I found nothing better. If you find something better, hit me to it and I'll try it. But don't throw up something like glucose or don't throw up something like, I don't know what else. Because I've been there, done that. I'm talking about, this is the shit right here. Cutting edge shit. This is gold standard right now. It has been for quite a while and I don't see anything dethroning it. But if they do, then I'll go to that. But the other thing you want to do is, it's not only that effect. When this is going to generate the spike, and that's what's going to drive the shit where you want it to be at the cellular level. How are you going to get that shit there? All the stuff people take pre-workout think they need, how are you getting that in the muscle? How much are you getting in the muscle? How do you figure that's getting in there? That your body knows, it's workout time. I got to hurry up and get this in the muscle. 20 minutes now, I'll be in the gym. You need something to drive that shit. It's called insulin. Your body already makes it. This is the generator for it right here, carbolin. After it manages that, you get that benefit of stretching all that shit out real good. But then, it's also going to grab the protein, that should be readily available in your body. The amino acids, and shove that into the muscle immediately. Yeah, so that's what insulin does. You already make your own. Why would you need to think about going outside when you don't even know how to use what you got? So that's that. While I'm at it, what else is there I want to touch on? Don't know how to train. Well, we know how to train to do this. Successful with this. Fitness levels. We're not fit. It's not really fitness. Really? Here's one for you. How about you come and train with me if you think that? And I know there's some fit dudes out there, but I'm going to tell you what, this is a different kind of training. And it's ideal for hypertrophy. But if you're not used to it and you've never done it, I can assure you that it will more than challenge you. And the people in particular that I see on YouTube that are saying bodybuilders don't even know how to train, it's not fitness, I would bury guys like this in almost any physical endeavor. Almost any physical endeavor. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I have no idea. If you believe in this kind of crap that some of these folks are saying, then you literally have no idea. And that's fine. Average Joe out there has no idea. He doesn't need to, doesn't care to. But don't talk about, hate on somebody because you can't do it if this is what you're trying to do when you have no idea. How are you going to do something you have no idea? You can't get somewhere if you have no idea where you're going. You have no map. You have no plan that makes any sense. All right, that's it. Got to get to the gym. Sinuses are whipping my ass hardcore. Can't even breathe out of my nose. But that's my issues. I can either sit around and cry all day about it or I can go get something done. So go get something done. Take care. Have an awesome morning, Saturday. And get in the gym. Get some carbon. Get your swole on. And grow some friggin' muscle, for God's sake. Oh, and be nice to somebody. That's of prime importance. Be nice to somebody.